We've been working on this measure for months now.
Public Health's Division of Senior Citizens Art San Augustine is talking about legislation introduced by Senator Arlene Yamashita.
511 is an attempt to update the mandate that will ensure that our Manumco are safe.
Since April, San Augustine, who administers adult protective services, Senator Yamashita and representatives from organizations and government entities such as Catholic Social Services, GURA, Guam Fire, the Office of the Public Guardian, the Judiciary, and the AG's office have been meeting weekly to update Guam's laws related to adult protective services and its mission to protect the island's senior citizens and adults with disabilities.
A huge difference, for example, is that if you are a first responder, like you are, you go into a house to help and you see that something's not quite right here, this bill says that you have to report it. If you work at a bank and you see that all of a sudden an account is being drained, or there was, these amounts of monies are being transferred out, and something's not quite right here, then you need to register that, right? Call up APS and they do the investigation.
Bill 511 would also update the definitions of abuse. APS Supervisor Jocelyn Cruz.
For example, we looked at the definition of physical abuse, and a change in the bill or the change with the bill would be to define sexual abuse separate from the current definition, which is in physical abuse.
The three most common forms of abuse on Guam against our Manumco and adults with disabilities are neglect, material and financial abuse, and mental and emotional abuse. According to the latest statistics, Adult Protective Services, or APS, has seen an increase in reports of abuse since 2007. On average, about 200 cases of abuse are reported annually. The shocking part, there are only 3 social workers at APS handling their cases from start to finish, something that will be addressed in Bill 511.
They do all the components of the social work continuum of service.
The legislation would restructure APS and allow for the hiring of additional social workers. The public hearing on the legislation is scheduled for Friday at 1 o'clock in the legislature's public hearing room.
It's a sad statement to make that we have hundreds and hundreds of our seniors being neglected.
To read the bill, log on to GuamLegislature.com. Elsewhere,